That's me here. Welcome back to the channel again. Welcome back. We are back to talk more about Miss Carlee Russell, the case of Carlee Russell. Some may call it the peculiar case of Carlee Russell. It seems like we got a few details, okay? Just a few details, not a whole lot, but we did get some things. It looks like her job, the spa that she worked at, came out and did a statement. So we'll get into that. And also Hoover PD also came out, gave a statement. It seems like they gave us a few more details that we may not have known about, but also it appears that they are going to be doing a press conference very soon within the next 24 hours. So we will be getting into that as well. Okay, so let me go ahead, pull that up on the screen so that we could just go ahead and jump right on in, hop right on in into this thing. Give me 1 second, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. What's up, everybody? Come on in. We will get started in just a second. I try to get this all together before I hop on, and then I don't. So forgive me. But we are about to definitely talk about it. Okay, so let me go ahead and get some tweets. Shout out to one of my subbies that hit me up. Tanisha, shout out to Tanisha. She made sure that we got this information so that we could come on over and we could talk about what's really going on out here in these streets. Okay, so let me pull this up on the screen and let me share the tweet that I saw first. Okay, and it looks like it's coming from Stephen Quinn, and it looks like he might be a news reporter. All right, so let's go to, or at least an anchor, news reporter, anchor. So let's share that on the screen and we'll make that big so that y'all can see it. All right, so this is Stephen's page, and this is what Stephen had to come to let the public know. Let's make that bigger. All right, so here we go. All right, come on in. Make sure you guys are liking the video, okay? So it looks like this is what Stephen had to say. Developing. Hoover PD has announced a press conference will be held on Wednesday at 2:30. Okay, so if I am in place, y'all already know we are going to be discussing that. Okay. And this is going to be an update to the Carlee Russell case. So hopefully, you know, a lot of people get a lot of the answers that they are seeking when it comes to this situation. I feel like they are deciding to do this. First of all, I thought it was going to take all week just for them to come to us with something. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to take all week. We'll hear something by Friday. It's taken till Wednesday for them to give us something. And it makes me question whether they learned, whether they watched the interview from this morning on the Today Show with the family, with the parents, and they made the decision after watching it, like, you know what, let's go ahead and give these people a statement, because they just gave us exactly what it is that we need for us to go ahead and move forward and give a statement. But we don't know what that statement is actually going to detail. They may come out, give us a little bit of something to pacify us, you know what I'm saying, and then turn around and say we're still working on the case, it's still an open investigation, yada yada yada. That's kind of what I'm not hoping for, because I do not like when they sit up there and they do this whole press conference, but whenever somebody asks them a question, they be like, can't answer that, I don't have the information, we don't have all of those details at this time. Like, that would irritate me, right? But I mean, we just gonna have to see how it plays out, because it's kind of like, if you ain't gonna come to us with nothing, then you might as well just hold on to it. And I want them to do the full proper investigation. So I guess the good thing is, if it's still open, then they'll likely come to us at a later time once they find out more details of what's going on, right? So yeah, like, I mean, maybe that's a good thing. So do all the proper, you know, investigating that you need to do, and then come to us and let us know exactly, you know, what is happening. All right. Shout out to Andrew Gabor, honey. What's going on? Thank you so much for your super chat. Jamie, in your last video, when you said, girl, what you done did, I fell out. Thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, I just had a few questions. You know what I'm saying? Just a few questions. Yes. All right. So let's get into more of what Stephen had to say. All right. He also goes on to say, Hoover PD says there is no evidence of toddler walking down the interstate. There is no evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate. Surveillance video from Carlee's neighborhood shows her walking home alone the night she appeared. Okay. And we'll get into these details here. You see this white here. We'll get into all of that. All right. Now they go on to say that Hoover PD says that Carlee Russell bought snacks at Target after leaving work before disappearance that were not found in her car or along with her cell phone or wig. So when I read that, I have questions now. Okay. My questions are, did she already eat those snacks before she made it to, I guess, the restaurant Tzatziki that was being put out there that she went to? Did she already eat those snacks before she picked up food for her and her mom? Or, girl, Lord forgive me for what I'm going to say. Or did she grab those snacks when she walked over to the passenger side of the car? Is what I'm wondering. Okay. Now, if she was indeed kidnapped, maybe they saw that she had snacks and they said, we'll take those too. So that's what, I mean, it could be anything, you know. I was a little confused as to why she got out the driver's side to go to the passenger side. So I'm not sure. So they add, this is the new information for me, and we'll get into it. It's just that part. It's like, okay, why did y'all need to mention Target and that she went over there and she grabbed some snacks and stuff, but they wasn't in the car with her when she left. Now I saw a lot of people were asking, well, y'all found her phone, her Apple Watch, her purse, her wig, but y'all didn't find the Tzatziki's. And I was like, y'all, why is that? Like, why y'all even gotta girl, it ain't even gotta be that. See, they probably wouldn't even think about the food. Food didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? The important items were, you know, her belongings, right? So when you come to me with this talking about Target and some damn snacks after she left work before she disappeared, that's difficult for me to process, because either if the story happens how a lot of people are believing that she just ran off and this was not, you know, this is a hoax or whatever. If she ran off, then she took the snacks with her. But if she was kidnapped, then they probably took her and the snacks. So, girl, I don't know. We gonna let me see what this article, because he also linked the article. So let's see what this article is saying over here. Okay, so it says police provide new details about disappearance return of Miss Carlee Russell. All right, so they're saying the Hoover Police Department released new details Tuesday night about the disappearance and return of Carlee Russell. The night Russell disappeared, the police department said she went to Target on Highway 280 after leaving her job and purchased some snack food items. Now, police said these items were not located inside her abandoned vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance on I-459 in Hoover. Girl, why y'all? It's always y'all putting a wig at the end and wig. Like, why y'all gotta? Girl, let me keep going. All right. Russell disappeared shortly after reporting she'd seen a toddler walking along the interstate to 911. Hoover PD said it has not located any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, nor received any additional calls about a toddler walking down the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through that area as depicted by the traffic camera surveillance video. The police department said it has also obtained surveillance footage from the night Russell returned to her parents' home. So wait, is this the footage from her parents' ring light? Or would this be footage from the neighbors? Does because like the neighborhood looks like extremely I ain't gonna say extremely expensive, but girl, it ain't cheap for real by a long shot. So it looks like it could likely be a gated community. So do they have like a camera as you enter into the property? So then that's what I was wondering, like, do they have that camera? Have they also obtained like footage from the family as well as footage from other neighbors as well, is what I'm wondering. Okay. So that's where I'm at with that. Let's see where else we are. Okay. They're saying police said the footage is from Russell's neighborhood and shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets shows that medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. Listen, when the mother did the interview today, and she said that when her daughter got there, she tried to hug her the best that she could, but she had to step back and let the medical professionals and fire medics or whatever see about her. So at what point, I'm not even gonna lie, at what point did that happen? Because they had to be dispatched. So for me, I'm thinking it probably took 20, 30 minutes. Possibly. I don't know. Y'all live in an expensive neighborhood, period. So they probably got there in 5, ma'am. So what the hell am I talking about? You know what I'm saying? They probably got there in 5, but that didn't necessarily line up because how the mom was saying it, it sounded like to me that they were already there. So I was a little confused. Yeah, so let's go ahead and keep going. That was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department to the residents, and the information about her condition was simply a dispatcher relaying information from what a 911 caller told the emergency communicator. When the first responders arrived on scene, police said they found Russell conscious and speaking. So she went from unresponsive to speaking. So it's given, did she not want to talk to her mama? I mean, maybe she felt safer when y'all came, you know? And she was transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from a local hospital. Now, police said numerous items are still being evaluated. Okay, these are items of evidence, and those items are key in the process of determining exactly what took place in the 49 hours that Carlee was missing, but also what took place prior to her disappearance. They say they're going to hold a press conference, but some details are coming out. So I do want to get into what this. Let me pull it up because I think I saved it. All right, so I think this one is it, and this is what they are saying. All right, here we go. Carlee Russell investigation continues. All right. The investigation into the Carlee Russell case continues as detectives are working to determine what happened from the time prior to her 911 call Thursday night until she returned home on foot Saturday night. Detectives spoke to Carlee very briefly upon her return home and are waiting for her to be made available to obtain more detailed statements, okay, about the sequence of events during that time frame. Now, listen, when I came to y'all earlier, and we just haven't, listen, this is family. We just gonna have a real conversation here, okay? Although I'm still walking my fine line because I'm not gonna call nobody no liar and then like that, girl. Listen, honey, when we talked about this earlier, remember the mom was reading a statement that appeared in my personal that it came from an attorney for her to read to the public, right? And they were saying that Carlee has already provided them with the statements. And I'm like, no, that's not what no, ma'am. That's not what they say. They didn't tell us that. That's not what they said. No, that's not what they said. Okay. And as I'm reading here, what they're saying is they talked to her briefly, which was the initial statement. Okay. They talked to her briefly. And now they're waiting for her to be better. So if people are wondering, why is this taking so long? Why haven't we gotten what we needed? Because she's not talking. She not saying that, Your Honor. She not going to talk to the people. She not coming to the front. She don't got nothing to say. She ain't listen. She's okay. That's why. And she's still probably in her state of shock. She's still trying to, you know what I'm saying? Mentally get herself right so that she can talk to them. So that's likely why things are still being prolonged so that they can continue to piece together things, right? So she's not talking to them. Like that's what we get. And so with that also being said, it makes me think the press conference tomorrow might not give us a whole lot of nothing because they have yet to actually have the conversation with Carlee, which also is interesting to me. And I have to be honest, is when the mom, to me, I heard that they lawyered up, but I was like, taking it with a grain of salt, like whatever. But when I watched the interview on the Today Show, there were things that stuck out to me. And one of those things was her repeating that she can't get into the details of the case, although she had already got into the details of the case. That was the whole reason why you were there. That's one. And then two, when you read this statement, typically a person does that when they've been provided a statement from an attorney. So it does kind of make me question what is the purpose of lawyering up. So now that we know that Carlee has to have this interview or whatever with the police, at some point, whenever she's ready, it's giving, they won't be having that conversation with her by herself. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't, but it's definitely giving, the lawyer will be present. And if she gives a statement, if she comes in and gives a press conference, it's going to be very limited. Don't expect much, in my personal opinion. And any questions, I think her attorney is going to step in and answer any of those questions to not incriminate her in any fashion. So it's still questionable. I'm not going on the record calling anyone a liar or anything, but I will be honest and say that some things definitely raise my eyebrow with questions. Okay, so I'm just saying, she, it just don't, it just, and when you do that, for me, that's why I was asking for attorneys to hop in the last live that we did in the chat. And I think I only saw like one attorney, but they were saying that they pretty much would take on a case like that when a person has a mental issue or something, is what they were saying. Because I'm still trying to understand, why would you need to hurry up and lawyer up before we get the details of everything? Like, I don't know, some just, if you're the victim, right, to me, and you maintain your innocence, then what is the point for the attorney? Am I tripping? I don't know. Like, that's just what I'm wondering. I saw somebody that's not a lawyer that was like, I'll get a lawyer too for a defamation lawsuit for everything people saying. I don't know. I mean, I feel you, I understand. But here's the thing too. Her mama, people are saying Carlee didn't say she was abducted. Carlee didn't say that. Her mama said that. Well, her mama is saying that on behalf of what Carlee is telling her. And if I was Carlee, and if I was her mom, like, first of all, if I was the attorney, y'all wouldn't have did no interview. Y'all would shut the hell up. Because here's the thing for me. If the mom is coming to the front saying that this young lady is adamant that she was abducted, and regardless of what it is, if the investigators investigate and identify that there absolutely was no abduction at all, no kidnapping or nothing, ma'am, you might be in trouble. That's why I'm like, I want to, as an attorney, my client's not doing no interviews right now. Not until the police wrap up whatever they're doing. So I don't think the mom going on the show really helped, because as I'm looking at it, you just confirmed that your daughter is adamant, as you should, because you wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you should. If this is what your daughter is telling you, believe your child. You know what I'm saying? So I can only tell y'all what my child is telling me, and my child is telling me that she was snatched, and that's what it was, right? But if your child is found to not be telling the truth, and you're on record saying that this is what happened, and the police determine, not Jamie, not me, not none of what anybody else out here in the streets talking about, if the police determine that what she said was false and not true, and utilize resources, it could possibly be some trouble. Possibly. I don't know that to be fact, but that could possibly be some trouble, which is why I would not have done an interview at all. The statement she made on Facebook was enough. We're not going to entertain the negativity. We're not going to do any of that. I rewatched the interview tonight. I rewatched a lot of stuff, like the press conference when they first started. Her mama said that she talked to Carlee at 9:19, and then by 9:30 something, Carlee talked to the sister-in-law. So this is what had me confused, not accusing anybody of anything. I'm wondering what the conversation was that Carlee and her mama had. Because I'm like, could she have possibly upset you or something? Because if you saw a kid on the side of the road and you just got off the phone with your mama and you pulling over, when you call your mama first versus calling your sister-in-law, like, what made you call her? So I'm like, oh, her mama must have probably said some things to get her upset, possibly, which is why she didn't want to talk to her. So she just called her sister-in-law instead, maybe. I was trying to kind of make sense of that piece, because I'm like, I'm not gonna call my brother girlfriend or his wife No matter how close I just got to phone my mama. There's somebody I know that got the phone right there. So I'm gonna call them. And then again, that's my mama. Like something it's not adding. It's not adding. Calculator just down. It's not adding for me. But I'm not gonna go out on the limb and say anything like that negatively. So let's go ahead and get back to let's see here. Yeah, this statement here. Where are we? All right. So they said, while we are not in a position to reveal all the information we have gathered at this point, we can talk about some details that we have not previously discussed. Okay. So this is what they have to say. Girl, this is just, girl. Oh, this is just so horrible. So they're saying after leaving the colonnade, I hope is it colonnade or colonnade? Girl, you know, we'll mess up a name real quick. After leaving the colonnade, Miss Carlee went to Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack food type items. The items were not located in the vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance. Now, the Hoover Police Department has not located any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, nor did we receive any additional calls about a toddler walking down the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through that area as depicted by the traffic camera surveillance video. Girl, this is okay. Let me be honest and tell y'all what's in my head. There was a video that I saw on social media that had me questioning some things, girl, because they lightened the video, and on the video, ooh, it just gave me more questions because it showed Miss Carlee going from the driver's side to the passenger side and then walking off into the woods. And I said, girl, what kind of AI is this? What are you guys having going on over here? But that's what I saw in the video. I'm gonna see if I could pull it up. Because it did. Matter of fact, I don't even think y'all will be able to see it if I even I wonder, y'all probably wouldn't even be able to see it. Let me see if I could share a different screen. Let me share this tab real quick. And I don't know, but you know, maybe my eyes was tripping too. So y'all tell me if y'all see anything, okay? This is what y'all let me know. All right, so let's zoom this up and then press play.
See her right there? See? That's her. She goes to the back seat for a flashlight, bitch, and then that bitch sprints like she's a track star. Look at her. That bitch just
it's
runs,
grainy black. I know from my computer I can see it. It goes from here to there, here to there.
With new growth on.
Follow my mouse from here to there, and I'm like, girl, what?
She just sprints up into the woods.
So yeah, that's what's going on. So I don't know anymore. Like, yeah, somebody said I watched that thing a million times and I didn't see nothing. Listen, and you know what's crazy? The one that they first released, that was me. I didn't see not a ting. Not a ting, but in that video, I see it. So that's why I was kind of like, what kind of AI is this, girl? What kind of AI is this? Because I didn't see that the first time when it happened, when y'all was over there drawing all kind of figures in the woods and stuff, talking about you see this man and this man over here, then there's another one over there. Girl, where them people at? While y'all over there asking for them kids, where is the man y'all said was in the video? Bring them to the front. Tell me, so where's the toddler? No, bitch, where is the man at? The man that y'all was over there drawing different little yellow and red and marks around, shapes and stuff. That's what I want to know. But anyway, let's get back into it. All right. All right, so they're saying detectives have obtained surveillance video from Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. And we pretty much went into all of this. Okay. They said that fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets showed that the medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. All right. That was the term used in the initial dispatch. But we also know that once the first responders arrived on the scene, they found Miss Russell conscious and speaking, and she was transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from the hospital. Now, see, this right here for me does make me question if she probably just got like a little upset or something, needed to just get away. If the theory that she was not kidnapped, if that was not true, okay? It could have been that she just probably needed to get away. It makes me still wonder if her mom could have possibly, maybe, I don't want to say her mama upset her, but, maybe she didn't do that intentionally. But maybe she felt the way when she got off the phone with her mom or something, because you arrived, but you ain't say nothing to her. But when the police came, you were speaking to them. But maybe it was just that she felt safe once she saw them. It could have been that, and we pretty much got into the rest of it, where they said that they are still evaluating multiple items at this time. They also still plan to talk to Miss Carlee when she's ready. They're trying to understand what happened during the 49 hours that she was, missing, and what happened right before her disappearance. Okay. So those are some things that they are still, hoping to find out when it comes to Miss Carlee. Okay, that's just what they say. All right. And then there was another statement that came out from her job, because I know there were a lot of people that were saying that some things happened at her job. People were alleging that items were taken and all of that, right? And we don't know that. I don't know that to be true, or whether or not any items were taken or anything by anybody at the job. But what I will say, based on a lot of the allegations that came out about the job did do a statement. And I believe in this statement, they do kind of mention that some of the things you guys have said were true and some of the things you're saying is false. And I'm like, girl, why would y'all say that? Why would y'all say that? Because when you validate just a little bit, the people gonna take something and run with it. So now the part that you saying some of it is true, some of it's not, they gonna run with the part that she probably was up there taking stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So let's just get into what this one says. Okay. So it says, in response to the many inquiries, okay, when it comes to Woodhouse Spa, Birmingham, they have received over the past several days regarding the Carlee Russell case. They said, we are offering the following. All right. Their greatest concern has always been the well-being of Carlee and her safe return. Woodhouse Spa employees have been deeply impacted by the events that transpired, but are now they just happy. Okay. They ecstatic with the news of Carlee's return. All right. They said our employees worked extremely hard through very tough times, keeping guests happy while dealing with the fact that their coworker was missing. We've been working with the Hoover Police Department since Friday morning, the morning following Carlee's disappearance, in order to come up with any information that would help the investigation. Now, everything we uncovered is in the position of the Hoover Police Department. Okay. We understand the investigation is in a very sensitive state and do not want to release any details that could jeopardize the investigation. Leaks, but now they keep this in, they said leaks, meaning details about what's been going on in their company business world. It's giving leaks. People been telling some tea about what's been going on up there at Woodhouse Spa, Birmingham. And they said both are true and untrue. And that was the piece that had me like, girl, why would you even put that comma? When you put comma and then something and then another comma, girl, that means that it could be left out. Y'all didn't even have to put that. Not y'all validating it. Carlee, these people ain't got your back like that. Don't go back to their job. Okay, leaks, both true and untrue, can have a devastating impact on any investigation. All right. They said, we understand there are many posts on social media claiming certain information to be true. Some items are factual while others are not. Here they go. Here they go. Here they go. Here they go with true and untrue, girl. Here they go with factual while others are not. Please rest assured that the Hoover Police Department is working around the clock to bring this case to conclusion. We have great confidence in the investigation and expect a resolution soon. Girl, no, y'all. Then y'all done sat up here and aired this girl out and then want to sit up here and go. No, girl, don't go back to the job. Don't go, because you know people gonna take what they want to take from it. They just gonna take what it is that they want to take. I'm just letting you know what they're gonna do, girl. I just want you to be prepared. So I wouldn't even go back to that job. Girl. Don't show up. Don't go around them folks, ma'am. Girl, matter of fact, I'll be trying to find me an apartment right now in Idaho. Hello, Oklahoma. What's another state ain't nobody finna visit no time soon, girl? Because that's where I'm going. Send me to Washington or Alaska. Is it cheap out there? I bet you Alaska is probably very cheap. Girl, first flight out. Soon as this investigation wraps, I'm going. Think it's a game. Out of here. Listen, I was thinking about opening up the lines and letting you guys share your thoughts about some of this stuff here. I'm trying to see. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I got the right mic on. All right, cool. Let me see. They're not helping the situation nor the gossip. Listen, they not. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. That's what I'm saying. They don't want their business being destroyed by her situation. Listen, this is interesting. But they're wrong for that. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they have to say about the case and thing on tomorrow. I am looking forward to that. I don't think they're gonna give us a whole lot, as I already told y'all, but because they have not talked to Carlee, but I think they're gonna give people enough to smooth them over, and I feel like they're gonna just reiterate the same things that we read in the documentation earlier on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is gonna happen. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that I got. I wanted to come to y'all and report on that so y'all know what's really going on. I did drop the link for anybody that might want to hop on. If you don't, it is perfectly fine. I can go ahead and I can, shut the thing down. But it is in the chat. The link is in the chat. But I know it's late, so if you don't, it's fine. But I'll give y'all just a few minutes and then we'll wrap up because it's not really much else that I want to say. I just wanted to let y'all know that they coming to the front. They're going to address some things. And the job did not help in my personal. All right. So it looks like we have somebody that popped in.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
So I just have to say, when I first saw the interview from the mom and the dad, it just seems like it was some off about the mom to me, about the parents to me, and I can't put my finger on it.
Interesting.
But it just seemed like it was something off, and I feel like it was definitely after the video came out, it just confirmed to me that it was like a mental health issue or something else going on. It wasn't. I just, I was riding with you. I was with you. Like, I didn't want to believe this little girl was lying.
Right.
I didn't want to believe that, but now it's like, okay, now I'm leaning towards something else going on and all these stories about her and the boyfriend and all this. I'm like, it's, I don't know where all them came from, but I'm kind of at the point now today, like, I don't think she got kidnapped. I just don't think somebody snatched her up. And it's unfortunate that it had to, we don't get this type of coverage for black women and black, people that's missing like that. So the fact that she got all this coverage, and it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's like a blessing and a curse. Like, damn, she did get all this coverage. That's why everybody was riding and voting. Like, I hope she's okay. Like, I'm glad she's okay. But it's like really kind of Jussie Smollett-ish.
Yikes!
Dean
said, "I'm gonna have to go ahead and just call a thing and see." Dean said, "I can't play with it no more." Dean said, "Listen, I've been out here looking crazy for too damn long. Like, girl, this is what it is. Listen, I'm gonna still hold on to mine. I'm gonna wait. And look, I'm having the faith the size of a mustard seed over here."
And that's about all it is. And that's you. The size of a mustard seed. Yeah. Well,
Just a little
I don't
piece.
know how much longer. It's gonna be real interesting. The stories that are gonna be coming out is, it's gonna be real interesting. Uh, I don't know. It's gonna be real interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a minute. I don't know. I feel like we might be talking about this case for a while, because let's say the police come out and they let us know, like, hey, we have no evidence of this, no evidence of that, da 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 da. Pretty much debunk the kidnapping story if
Right.
that were to happen. Um, I'm over here wondering, or I'm thinking that people are then gonna try to apply pressure to her being arrested, because I've been seeing a lot of people comment that, like, if she lied about this, she needs to be arrested. So I feel like once we get all the details, and if it's against, what this young lady has been saying, it's gonna be another long, drawn out thing, because people are gonna wanna you know, they're gonna want some more answers. We got
Well,
somebody else up here. You was gonna say something, Dean?
yeah, I can understand people
Mhm.
saying, people that say, you use tax money, use resources to find you, and people are looking and people concerned. I get that. I don't know how far their investigation can go to intel to see if it actually is a mental health issue, or if she does, or if it hypothetically was a hoax and she was, like, one of the stories I saw, trying to get back at her boyfriend or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it just depends on what you can get. Like they say, got to check the phone records, who she was talking to, who she was texting. You got to figure out all of that. So, I mean, my crazy self, though, after I saw the interview with the parents, I've seen, to me, was off, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Something just seemed off here. I don't know, but if it's truly a mental health issue, hope she get the help she need. But if
Yeah.
she made it up and if it was a hoax, then that's the other street you got to turn down, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my little opinion.
All right then. Yeah, what you got?
Hey, Jamie, how you doing
Hi.
tonight?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So,
Good.
when, my goodness, I hate to say this,
Mhm.
and I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but something kind of like tells me that, and this is just based off like the mother's reaction in the press conference.
Mhm.
She just seemed a bit. She seemed like one of those mothers that over exaggerate, and I don't know what it is, but it just gives me, because we haven't heard what Carlee said at all. Like, all that we know is what the family has been saying,
Yeah.
people in town has been saying. So we have not heard anything from her. And the situation was immediately considered a kidnapping, but the police they haven't found any evidence of a kidnapping. Like, the fact that her Apple Watch was in her bag, that stood out to me, because I got an Apple Watch, and
Mhm.
every time I leave the house with it, I keep it on. Right.
Mm.
But that's just me, and I don't like to put what I would do on people, but
Mhm.
that kind of felt a little off to me. A lot of things do feel a little off, and I'm not one of those people that like to jump to conclusions, create, scenarios, because I quite hate when the um people on social media do that. It's kind of not fair. I
Mhm.
feel like she should be able to come out and tell her story, and we should give the police adequate time to actually give us evidence instead of speculating. But we are human, and we're going to speculate. And the
Yeah.
little bit of information that we do have, it just does not make me feel right, as far as calling it like a kidnapping, right? I don't
Mhm.
want to jump out the window and call it a kidnapping, because there's just no evidence of a kidnapping.
Mm.
I just feel like those words, and I feel like, it is a beautiful thing that the community, the internet, is galvanizing and making sure that this woman was found. I feel like that is very beautiful, and I don't think that this situation, if it comes to be some hoax or whatever, has any impact on any future black girls that go missing. I don't like that narrative that this
Mhm.
is gonna hurt any other girl that goes missing, because I feel like it's a whole bunch of white girls that be lying and stuff. and they
Yikes.
still search for these
Yikes.
missing children. It's the truth. It's the truth. So I don't think that we should put this on the Black community. As far as, you know, oh, Black women lying is just gonna hurt everybody else. That's bull to me, and I don't think we should run around with that narrative. However, I'm not gonna say this is a kidnapping if there is absolutely no evidence of a kidnapping as of yet.
Right. Okay.
That's all I
Okay.
will say.
Miriam, how are you? What's going on?
Am
What's
I
your
on?
thoughts? You are.
I
You're
can't
on.
hear anything. This is so weird.
Uh-oh. You can't hear us, Miriam?
I can't hear anything. Where's the volume?
Okay.
Oh, good. I hear you now.
Can you hear us, Miriam?
Yes. Oh, good. I hear
there you
you
go.
now. Yes.
All right. What's going on? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, and hey, girl,
Hey.
I am so conflicted. I'm so happy that she's safe, number one. But this seems to be something that like maybe snowballed for some kind of attention, or maybe I'm hoping but not hoping that she was having some kind of real mental health, some kind of crisis where she needed some help. She needed a first responder. She needed someone to take her to the hospital or to at least get her off the highway, because that was a dangerous situation. So it just all doesn't go together totally. And so then it's like, were you just, having a meltdown? Were you running to something? You just never know. I find that lately, no matter, even when you don't want to, you can garner the attention of gentlemen, whether you're driving, whether you're walking, whether you're just doing normal things, and people can follow you. So I don't want to dismiss anything that might have actually happened to her that was not just something domestically involved, because we did have a great response, and we don't want to make our young women feel like, they're crying wolf when they're crying out. So I I'm glad this got the attention that it got. I just hope that we get some resolve soon.
Me too. And if it is indeed mental, I'm with that. Like, just let her get the help that she needs. I feel like the public's not going to have any mercy, though. I think it's still going to be a situation where she can get help in jail.
Yeah, but the fact that it happened on the highway, that's what got me. I'm originally from the DC area. I live in Florida now, but my family is from Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
So it really, got to me in the beginning, because even just seeing her, I was like, that could be one of my cousins, one of my many different cousins. And so just hearing what the incident and where it happened, and I was like, well, wait a second. What? You know what I mean? Like, because I've been to that area enough to know that what were you stopping your car, number one, and getting out of the car. So something had to really be happening. I just, like I said, I hope this doesn't stop the attention that when we're in trouble, that people come to help us, because they really did have a great response in the public, from the law enforcement, from everyone. And that's really what's needed all the time.
Absolutely.
But that I hope it, no matter what happens, that it also teaches everybody to also do and say certain things when they're really happening, and don't try to heighten a situation if it's not necessary for any type of reason. So, I have sons, and so when raising them, I really did not, because it's not manly, because it's upsetting. So I don't like screaming children. So unless something is wrong, don't scream. That's just an easy rule that we've always have. So my sons really don't yell out and says, unless something's wrong. So I really just want to say, that, everybody needs to try to really handle, a situation.
With compassion.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Because
also
it
why.
is so unusual on the highway. Like that part of the piece of it is just like, okay, it's just so many different variables that, you don't even know if she could have ingested something. Nowadays people put things on your car. You could have touched something. You could have been just literally feeling sideways. So you just never know.
Yaya, I think
Gotcha.
Yaya was trying to hop in. Yaya, were you about to say something to what Mary was
Yeah.
saying? Okay.
Right, yeah. To what she was saying about, like, not exaggerating, or like don't cry about something that's not really that serious. That's kind of why I was just like, I wonder if the family kind of like leaned into something terrible happening to her, instead of it being like just her not really, or having a mental issue, because we have not heard anything from Carlee yet. Like, we have not heard a word that this young woman has said at all this kidnapping, that kidnapping word has come from her family. They heard a scream, they saw a child, all of this. And the police has yet to, like, they spoke to her briefly. They haven't gotten any evidence of a person that kidnapped her or that snatched her up. Like, it's just the way her mother was speaking. Like, I know a parent's love. I'm not a mother yet, but I can only imagine how she feels
Mm-hmm.
with her daughter going through whatever the case may be. And sometimes moms are just that extra. They are just that extra,
True
and they
that.
will be mad extra. And so all of this, all these buzzwords, the kidnapping, the screaming, all this, it's coming from her mom.
Mm. In that interview, though, it sounded like her mom was confirming that her daughter is still standing by her being
Right.
abducted. In
Well,
that,
parents know their kids. I mean,
But what's the police saying? But what
mm,
is the police saying? Like, what did she
absolutely
tell the
nothing.
police?
Well,
Exactly.
they're not saying that. And we'll see what they bring up tomorrow during that interview. But all of the things they're addressing, they have yet to say anything about a kidnapping. Be on alert. Look for this person. They're not saying nothing. And I'm wondering, could it be that they're not saying that because again, it was a brief conversation.
Right.
So they're still waiting to have another conversation. So if you're adamant that this happened to you, then we need to get a description because we need to get this person out of here.
Right.
And yeah. Hey, Kate. Thanks for joining. What are your thoughts?
Hi, Miss Jamie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I was kind of looking at it from a different angle because I don't want this lady, to be lying, and
Yeah.
I blame it on Jesly Smoulier booty, late nights booty. I
Girl.
blame it on him because I don't think we would be doing all of this if it wasn't for him scheming and setting us up to even be, have our defenses up to know if people are telling the truth or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't hope she was kidnapped, but I hope that she was. And like maybe the kidnappers were like seeing how much traction this was getting and was like, maybe this is too hot. And they dropped her off somewhere and they told her, like, look, we know where you live.
that's
We
what I
high
thought.
powered people. Like, we can find you. Like, don't say nothing. Get to walking. Don't look back, and maybe like drove away. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I haven't been hearing nobody say something like that, but I was thinking like maybe that could be an angle.
Girl, I said
Didn't
the
they
same
find
thing
didn't they
until the
find her
FBI
wallet and
agent
everything at
said something
home?
different. Say what?
Uh, didn't they find her wallet in her car and all her personal
Yeah, I think
belongings?
everything was in her purse. Yes.
Except the snacks from Target.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
she's also, uh, unfortunate high commodity too. So taking her, they were going to take her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. But at this point, I would think she would feel to protected. Or
I would
maybe
hope
not.
so.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You just it's something, girl. This is an interesting thing. To
Mhm.
Kate's point when she was, I can't remember what Kate was talking about. Oh no, you were talking about dropping her off near the house because I remember I said that, and I still want to stand by that. Like I'm with you. Like I I don't want her to have been kidnapped. So I just don't want her story to have been a lie. Because I'm
Mhm.
Right.
I'm with her on that. But when the FBI agent said when you are released from your captive, the person that's held you captive, like you are going to run to the first store or the first place, to try and seek out help or something like that. And
Yeah.
that's not necessarily what happened in this case. So it definitely, I'm getting more eyebrows raised than anything. And it
Mhm.
definitely leaves me conflicted like Miriam because I don't want to believe that all of the stories, because we don't know if those are facts, all of the stories that's coming out by the different attorneys and FBI agents or whatever, we don't know if that's true. They giving their opinions, but I would hate for that to be actual factual.
Well, that was it for me, Miss Jamie. But I wanted to ask, like, were you a news reporter in the past,
No,
or did
man.
you just learn how to do that?
No, I mean I did learn before I went to college, but I do have a degree in broadcast journalism.
Oh, okay. All right.
We
That's
can
all I
tell,
wanted to
honey.
know. Because when you do it,
Yes,
it kind of scare me
absolutely.
sometimes when you switch your voice like that. I'm like, oh God. Ooh-wee.
Wow,
But okay. Thank
professional
you, Miss
trait.
Jamie. Love you. I'm going to hop down.
Oh, thank you so much. Love you too. Thanks. Bye. All right, y'all. Anything else that you guys wanted to say about the case or anything before we wrap it on up?
I just wanted to say one thing. I think every pulled on everybody's heartstrings because, and everybody went to kidnapping because we kept hearing all these crazy stories of, the sex trafficking and like all kind of different random
Absolutely.
horror stories. So when we
It
heard
matters.
911 call and toddler on the side of the road, it just like everybody's mind went like, oh my God, what the heck? And thought that she was baited. So when all this is coming out to kind of contradict everything we thought, it's like, oh, damn, you
For
know?
sure. For sure. Like
So,
I could not, like every time I woke up, I was thinking about her. Like, are there any new
Mhm.
details? Is everything okay? I'm over here praying for her and stuff. Like I was
Mhm.
really scared. Like, and I was
yeah,
so glad that she came back, home and that everything was cool. I honestly didn't see no issue with her walking to the house. At first, I was like, okay, that's great. Like she's back. But when more people are starting to come out, and then you got different people that have more of a, I guess you say, educational or work background to them that specialize in this arena, that's starting to break down the story. That's where it kind of started to kind of like poke a few holes in it that made me be like,
Mhm.
this is getting difficult.
Yeah.
Yes.
but even that video you played earlier, I think when the guy was talking about the case, and he's like, I mean, if somebody had kidnapped you, like, and they just trying to get rid of you because the story got hot and everybody looking for you, would they ain't just you just walked home, like you didn't go to the nearest gas station, the nearest store, nearest nothing. You walked home. Like that
Yeah.
was after I got to thinking about it, I'm like that's a little, I mean, that's a little off, like you was in your backyard the whole time or something. Like it's just I
No,
don't
Yeah.
I don't know. I
that's
don't know.
that's literally given like somebody dropped you down the street from your house. So
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it a bad drop off? Like I
Yeah.
literally know where you live, or was it a I'm just dropping you off and you're still sticking to this, wild story?
Right.
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 Let
Because
me
there
ask
could
y'all
only be a
this.
couple variables.
Would y'all rather have answers from Carlee, or would you guys rather have the footage of things? Clear
Oh, I
footage
would
of
like
seeing what happened around the car and like clear footage from the time she entered the neighborhood and everything going to the
footage.
house.
Footage for
I would,
sure.
yeah, the footage, but I do want to hear her. Like, I want to hear what she has to say.
If I had to choose one or the other, it would have to be the footage. Like, I'ma always choose my eyes over what you telling me.
Oh, absolutely. I just
Yeah.
do want to just hear her state of mind.
Yeah.
Well, for
Like you
me,
said, given the way that her parents' demeanor was, it was just kind of like, okay, so does it have to be this drastic thing that happened in order for you not to, be in some kind of trouble with somebody? Or is this, real? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Right, because at this point, honestly, the best outcome for me, which is terrible because I wouldn't wish a kidnapping on anybody, but the best thing is for it to actually be true. Because anything other than that, they are going to drag her to smithereens.
Which is why I would move to Alaska.
Exactly.
No,
Okay.
Iowa. I was thinking, Jamie, Iowa.
I
Nobody's
girl,
in
know.
Iowa or Idaho.
I be forgetting about well, yeah, Idaho was my first one. I be forgetting about Iowa. So Iowa probably the best one because I forget about it.
North
Mm-hmm.
Dakota, somewhere, all them ones that you don't
Mm-hmm.
think
That
about.
too. It's cold though there. It's real cold in North Dakota. But
Well, I
yeah,
thank you
Iowa.
guys so much for hopping on.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yes,
This was
thank you.
good.
All right. I hope you guys have a great night.
You
You
too.
too.
Thanks for
Good
keeping
night.
us, in tune to everything going on because you've been
Yes,
right on
thank you
top of
so much for
everything.
the news, the
Oh, of
accurate
course.
news. Yes, Jamie, we love you for real, for real. Keep up the good work. And I noticed
Yes.
that you kind of switched over to Patreon, which I mess with you for that. Keep
Mhm.
keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Make your money. Don't let them trick you out your spot. Keep doing you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I
Good
love
night.
the support. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night. All right, you guys. All right, all right. So I just came and gave you guys, the updates. We got to hear from some of the fellow subscribers. So shout out to them. They got a chance to share their thoughts on this case. Again, there will be a press conference on tomorrow, about 2:30. So I need to make sure because y'all know the time zones be a bit different because I'm in Georgia now. Y'all know I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, but I don't live there no more, girl. Okay, so I just got to make sure that I am on it. But I feel like somebody gonna send it to me if I'm a tad bit late. You feel what I'm saying? And we are going to like discuss that. If it's possible for us to go live, we'll definitely do that as well. So I'm looking forward to just hearing what they gotta say. What they gotta say. And if we should be looking forward to other press conferences to come down the pipeline. You feel what I'm saying? But we shall see. I think we will because again, like they said, they haven't talked to Carlee, even though the statement from the attorney was trying to put out that they already talked to her. Like that's not again, that ain't even adding up. But anywho, I thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I hope you enjoyed, the later part of the live where we got some of the opinions of the other of other people. And yeah, be sure to like up the video, all of that. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.